Hello, I am Ahmet and I am the manager of this project, and Tobias Hildebrand is our supervisor. Before we begin, I want to remind you of where we are in the first Innovation Lab class and our goals for this semester. As you can see, we had few Plotly components last semester. Also, the dataset is not the original one. This dataset that we are showing here only contains the collisions from 2022. Also, as you can see, we don't have any user interaction. Our goals from last semester were to use the original data, have a tokenized map with more features and admin panel, database connectivity, and improve the page. Except for the admin panel, we have implemented all of the points and some additional points that we discovered this semester. Now we can move on to the current version of the project. Last semester, we used a Jupyter notebook and wrote our code on a simple Python patch. This semester, we switched our editor to PyCharm and added some structure, some architecture. At the beginning, we create two threads. One of them starts the Dash app, and the second one updates the dataset every 24 hours. So we start the app on the first thread, and the second thread works on the backend and updates the dataset once a day, and you don't need to do anything else. We update the dataset once a day, while the API is updated also only once a day. So we also put the data in MySQL database to increase the efficiency of the code. Before adding the data to the database, we need to perform a pre-processing steps because the dataset contains also the unnecessary informations. So we clean up first. After that, we read the dataset from the database, then we create the charts and display it on the Dash server. Now we can start the application. When we start the application, we are automatically navigate to the dashboard, and in this dashboard, we first see a drop-down menu. This drop-down menu sorts the data points by year. This is because the browser cannot handle 1.5 gigabyte of data in one chart, so we split them up. Next, we see a tokenized map. We use a tokenized map because this map is much more efficient and allows us to customize the style. It's also three-dimensional, but that's not necessary actually. Then we also see a bar chart. This bar chart shows us the number of collisions for each month of the selected year from drop-down menu. After that, we see our static elements. They are not updated. The line chart shows the number of collisions for each year, and the pie chart shows the vehicle statistic. And the next point, we see a random information box that contains two components, a button and a label. If we click on the button, the user will get some information about collisions over the label. As a last component, we have a search field, so the user can search for specific collision based on the collision ID. And finally, we have a simple footer with logos. Our second page is an info page, so about page. On this page, we start with a photo slider. These photos are just sample photos. Then we see a project description, and finally information about the project. Our last page is the export page. Again, we have a drop-down menu. This allows us to print the record on the one page by year. Next, we have two buttons to export this dataset. So the user can export the record as a CSV or as an Excel file. And that's all for this semester. Our ideas for next semester are implement the admin panel and adding German language on the page, make a data update process more efficient, and an update page on the website. As I said before, we update the dataset once a day. During this process, we need to wait until 3 to 5 minutes. Within this time frame, the page is not available. It is normal because there is no dataset in this process. but we still want to keep the site online with an update page. Finally, we want to add some checkbox to filter our Plotly components. And if we can handle that, we want to also publish the website. And that's all. Thank you for your time.